Their Australian government, their federal government, is providing hope through a sovereign vaccine plan which will keep Australia right up the front.
Free for vaccines.
Then by the end of 2021, we'll be very close to, I would put it this way, widespread international travel.
And we hope by the end of March, I should say, to have reached some 4 million population.
The Prime Minister promised Australians last year we would be at the front of the queue. Prime Minister, isn't it true that we're so far back we can't even see the front of the queue?
Those opposite may want to retreat into whinging and complaining and undermining the government as we fight the virus.
And the government has announced some half a dozen targets and has so far failed to deliver a single goal.
There doesn't seem to be any sort of pressure to get people to go out and get their vaccination.
Victoria is going back into lockdown.
There's only one path to defeating this pandemic, and that is the successful rollout of the Commonwealth's vaccine program, and it has been delayed. That is a fact.
The federal government has conceded it still doesn't know how many aged care workers have been vaccinated against COVID-19.
It's a government that funds aged care, regulates aged care, and the minute anything goes wrong, tries to blame someone else and says it's someone else's problem.
It's not a competition, it's not a race. You've got to get it right, and it's got to be safe. It's not a race, it's not a competition.
One of the reasons, Minister, they're saying wait, is because you and the Prime Minister told them that. You said there's no rush. For weeks and weeks and weeks, you said there's no rush.
So it's not a race, or it is a race?
Well, you don't describe a vaccine rollout as a race. The Melbourne Cup's a race, the Stall Gift's a race.
It is a race. It is a race. We are trying to get vaccinated as quickly as possible.
Almost 6 million people have gone into lockdown. Greater Sydney told to stay home.
We're limited because we can't control supply, we can't control the doses we get from the Commonwealth.
The Premier advised me that she was pleased with the dosage distribution based on
Members
population.
on my left.
You have to plan for the future. You have to plan for the weeks and months ahead. And I'm getting frustrated that people aren't doing that at other levels.
We're coming last in all OECD countries to roll out a vaccine program.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Yes, we are, Matt. Who's behind it?
Why are we at the bottom?
Well, with great respect, in terms of the first vaccinations, we're at over 29% of the population.
The government has now flipped its advice on the AstraZeneca vaccine, lifting the cap on under 40s from getting it.
No, I do not want under 40s to get AstraZeneca.
The advice remains very clear. AstraZeneca is preferred for over 60s and Pfizer is preferred for over 50s. I'll just wait for 1 second.
Level 1, Banksia. North Building, Level 1, Banksia.